tell us about Terry Wells, before Pastor Terry Wells, young Terry Wells, and how he was transformed, if we can go start there.
I'm originally from Columbia, South Carolina. I'm not from New Jersey. To give you a little brief history of who I am and where I came from. I was a Southern boy, back in the country. We was making jokes before, feeding my grandfather's hogs and pigs. Came up in a pretty good, decent middle class background, but my mother was abusive to me. My real father, he left. My mom remarried to another guy, construction guy. Showed me the business. Came up in the church. I have a church history. Was raised in the church Tuesday, Friday, Sundays. Really good structure. But then my mom was really abusive to me. So it forced me in a lifestyle of selling drugs, making money to fake friends. I always wanted to have this thing of wanting to be accepted, and do anything to be accepted, like a lot of our young people today, just to fit in. So I always, wanted things, so I started selling drugs, and I had to learn the drug game. It's just not like you just a drug dealer overnight. I had to learn it. And I always had this, what you call the sonship anointing on my life, where it captivated even people in the world to adopt me as a son. So this Jamaican guy adopted me like a son. And he started fronting me drugs. And he said, your name's not going to be called like God told Jacob, your name should now be called Jacob. It's Israel. So he said, yo, Terry, your name should be called no more Terry. It's Brown Man. So my name changed to a guy called Brown Man. Brown Man was that guy who learned the game and over time. And I started making money. But then there's always consequences behind your actions. So the devil never shows you. He always shows you the good stuff. He never shows you the consequences. And that's what we never look at, the consequences behind those things. Like we always seem like we got time, because it seems like we're going to live forever. And that is true. We shall live forever. But that's another story. But as I'm making money, going to jail, because of how my upbringing was in the church, I knew who I could call on when I get in trouble. So when I'm behind that jail cell looking at those mice and sleeping on the floor, and I'm like, Lord, I promise you, if you just bring me out, get me out, I'll never do it again. And God is a man of his word. He got me out. But what do you think what I did when I got out?
Well, my question is, I guess, probably went back to being Brown Man.
That's key.
Now, was that your first experience in realizing that there might have been some sort of transformation?
No, but you said a key thing. Think about something that you just said as well. Because I went back, but why did I go back to being Brown Man? Because I went back to that same abusive environment. Because if your environment hasn't changed, then you're still going to be that same individual. So I have to still go back and face the same abusive home that I came out of. So as I'm back home, I'm like, man, I can't deal with this anymore. So the devil will bring those same fake friends back, put the same people who seem like they love you, because that's all we're looking for, the love, the affection, those type things. And I'm like, yeah, I'm back, So as time progresses, I'm out there again, go to jail again. He does the same thing, gets me out again. But this time, it's different. I go to church one Sunday. Didn't even have Jesus on my mind. One of those guys sitting way in the back of the church. But this something about this message that comes across this, how good Jesus is and how much he loves you, and he loves you for who you are. He just wants you. And I'm like, what? But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking about the next weed I'm going to smoke when I get out. I'm going to puff fast. I'm thinking about those things, or the next girl I'm going to sleep with when I get out of church.
Yeah. But
God had other plans. So for some reason, I'm hearing this voice tell me, get up and go get prayed for. And the preacher says, what do you want? And for some reason, I'm in tears. And I threw my hands up and I said, I just want to be saved. And I was baptized and tears are flowing. And that day, my heart changed. It was like, I can't explain it, But I started loving everybody. I even started going back to the neighborhoods where I sold drugs at, and the people I sold drugs to, I'm like, come and go to church with me. They thought I was crazy at first, but they started coming to church with me. Someone, the pastor of that church, out of 3,000 members, he tells the people, find this young man because the Lord's chosen him. I'm like, wow. And I'm out there drinking, and a friend of mine, his name is Abraham, and he calls, I'm out in the hood. Somebody say, yo, Terry. No, they said, Brown, you got a phone call. I'm like, what? Who is it? It sound like the police. I'm like, what? So I get on there, like, hey, man, what's going on? I'm like, how did you find me? He was like, yo, the pastor wants to see you. He said, the Lord has a message for you. So I went, found the pastor, and I saw him, and I said, Bishop Bonner, am I cursed? Because all my life I've been hearing you're cursed. He said, no, son. He said, the Lord favors you. He told me about being chosen. It seemed like I couldn't accept that. So still going back out to doing those things that I shouldn't be doing. One day, broad daylight, just like today. Well, it's kind of rain outside, but broad daylight. Some friends of mine had an altercation with a guy over some rims. My friend got beat up earlier, baseball bat. Blood is flowing everywhere. Go to the hospital, come back that same day. You know, we get our friends together. Oh, yeah. Because, you know, this is why I tell people, they say, oh, yeah, if my boy's in trouble, I got you. I'd ride or die with you. You know, don't even listen. Don't listen to none of that. It's all a lie. How do I know? Because it happened to me. Oh, let's go. We're going back. We're going to go get these guys. Not knowing, because that's the thing. You never know what's going to happen when you get there. We get out the car. My friend hits him in the head with a tire iron. My other guy, they call him crazy. He unloads, shoots the guy, point blank. Guy's dead. South Carolina, they have a law called the hands of one, the hands of all. So you know what they're charging me now with? Murder. I was one of those guys that murder was the case that they gave me. And so I'm ending up, I don't care what they tell you, I'm not a snitch. Snitches get stitches and all that. I'm going to tell you, when your back is against the wall and you're faced with life for something you didn't do, but I could have made the choice. And that's the thing with us as young people. You have to be renewed. It's transformed by the renewing of your mind. So I get in court and I'm like, they said, Mr. Wells, can you tell the jury for us who hit the victim? I'm pointing them out. Mr. Wells, can you tell the jury for us who shot the victim? Pointing them out. So my co-defendants received 34 and 32 years in prison. But just because you tell on your friends, I call it society, and the judicial system will still make an example out of you. They sentenced me to 10 years in prison. But here we go. Remember, when God chooses you, he never changes his mind. You know, with David, when I make my bed in hell, I'm there. I put myself there to an extent. So God starts giving me favor with the prison guards. Those same guards give me food to eat, those type things. But I went through a lot of stuff in prison, being people throwing feces on me. I used to have to clean up people's blood off the wall. I was working at a psychiatric hospital. But God, in return, I remember, just like a place like this, in a cell, nasty cell. And I made an altar to the Lord. I took a chair and put a sheet over it. And I said, Lord, I know I've done wrong. I'm sorry. Whatever you want to use me for, you can use me for whatever. But I promise you, I really mean it. If you get me out of this, I'll go spread the gospel, whatever you want me to do all over the world. They gave me 10 years. And 1 year later, he brings me out of prison. And the same people who were the prosecutors, they were the same people who started flying me across the country. I started working with law enforcement agencies because now the Lord has transformed me totally. Because not only did he transformed my mind, he transformed my heart. And my heart was like sold out to him. I love him. I'll die for him.
Of today, what is happening in the life of Pastor Terry Wells today?
Well, I stated to you before, I'm from Columbia, South Carolina. I'm married now, with 4 wonderful children. And that's a transformation within itself. Who could ever think? Me? be merry, you know, like, oh, throw your hands up. So the Lord uprooted us, my family. We came to New Jersey. Wasn't all that good when I first got to New Jersey, but favor still ran. Now I've been doing urban evangelism ministry for young people for 15 years. I was just recently, 3 years ago, I was given a building owned by the hospital. It's 44,000 square feet. The Lord gave me the vision for it. We'll do urban ministry there, but also we'll have 24-hour daycare. We'll hire seniors to watch the kids. We'll have vocational training where we actually get young people business licenses so they own their own businesses. Law firms will be there. You name it, cosmetology, production studios will be there. We will be producing anything you name it. Church is going to be there, everything in one location. But right now we have in 4 weeks, we've grown in the parking lot itself. We have Brother Jim who comes down from Fountain of Life and his lovely wife, Jan, and some others who help us with this endeavor. But we grew from like maybe 20 kids in the parking lot with what they're doing and how they've partnered with My Brother's Keepers. We've grown to 175 kids, young people. And while we're out there praying, people are stopping on the streets saying, when are you going to have services, and the miracles that are taking place. So when God is concerned about his people, this is what he's doing right now. He's raising up individuals, transforming individuals like me, like you, who he knows he can trust with the transformation to use it for his glory. So I'm excited. He's sending so many of the right people. My prayers, Lord, you know, like back in the day, I was getting so many of the fake friends, but now my prayer is, Lord, send me the right people, the faithful people, people you are transforming that can transform this ministry, to transform young people's lives, to help them.
And where can these transformations be sent to? Tell me about My Brother's Keeper and how can they get connected with My Brother's Keeper?
My Brother's Keepers is located at 675 Prospect Street in Trenton, New Jersey. You can go to our website at www.mybrotherskeepersoutreach.com. And also, if you want to see any visualizing of what we're doing in the community, Facebook me at Facebook on Terry Wells, and you can check us out. And you can call 609-610-5955. If you'd like to make a donation or contribution, you can send all monetary donations to 56 Mechanics Avenue, Trenton, New Jersey, 08638. If you'd like to donate some sheetrock, some building supplies, please get in touch with us. We can use whatever you can for the kingdom so God can transform these young people's lives.